You're watching GoGWBulldogs.com. I'm Darren Drennan here with head coach Rick Jones. Coach Jones, it's been a long summer, but finally football season is here for the 2013 year, and we're excited about it. Tell us, though, about the summer, your preparation for this football season.
Well, it does seem like a long time, that's for sure. We started the first week of January. We went through this sort of before we came out and played tonight. We started the first week of January, 4 days of lifting, 1 day of football, and then we stayed with that schedule up until after spring break. After spring break, we do 3 days of lifting, then 2 days of football, and then we have 9 days of spring practice. We do team camp with several different teams. We went to Pulaski Academy for that. Took a little bit of time off, 3 or 4 weeks off. Started Fast Dogs on the 8th of August, 8th of July, and then it's been hammered down ever since. And our kids have done a great job. We had over 525 guys in the Fast Dogs program, had over 200 with perfect attendance. Our kids, as usual, attended very, very well. We felt we were ready to play tonight, in terms of physical condition. I think our kids have played in practice pretty well, and we're pleased with it. They work hard. This has been a very hard-working group of kids. Now, the only thing we guarantee tonight, we're not going 0-10, but they've been a very hard-working group, and I'm proud of the effort they've put forth so far. We know that things get tougher next week, and we're looking forward to that. But as far as the summer's concerned, I'm really proud of our kids. I thought we prepared well. We were solid in terms of preparation, and it's a lot of work. I think Will Johnson figured out that our kids will spend like 3 months playing football, during their entire lifetime or something like that. Will's a lot better at math, but I do know that I figured it up a few years ago when we practice and prepare 12 minutes for every 5-second play. So you think about lifting weights and running and Fast Dogs, getting up in the morning and all that, and there's a huge price that those kids pay. And the result of those kids being willing to work hard is playing a game like tonight where you go out and you execute. And whether we had second, third, fourth group in, we were still executing the offense. I thought both quarterbacks did a really nice job. So it was a nice win, sort of a – We take pride in being ready the first week of the season. We run 56 sprints the last day of Fast Dogs, and when we walk off the field, we have a pretty good sense that we're physically ready to play football.
Coach, I know that this summer there were a few injuries here and there, and of course Jay Burgess, still waiting on him to get back. Looking forward to that. But tell you what, for the preparation you guys bring into this every year, for that matter, it seems like these guys are just ready for the first game when it gets here to unleash on someone.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I think they're so sick of us. They're happy to be able to go out and play against somebody else, because anybody that's ever come out and watched practice, they know that it's not pretty sometimes. We go hard after these guys. We try to get guys to do what they don't want to do, and our guys want to do quite a bit. So we want to push them every single day. I always remember what Daniel Fritchie told me after the state championship game his senior year. I said, "Well, Daniel, are you glad? Are you happy?" He said, "Yeah, Coach, I'm happy we won, and I'm happy it's over." And I've always remembered that, and I do realize we grind these kids hard, and we're very, very grateful they're willing to accept the work, because you don't do what the guys in the past have done without a lot of work, and what we do in the off season, what we do in the summer, what we do in August is all part of it. And like I say, we're 1-0, and we're going to try to go 1-0 next week too.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the game tonight after this short message from our sponsors.
We're having our 75th anniversary celebration at Smith Chevrolet Cadillac. Test drive the new redesigned 2013 Malibu and experience the smoothness, comfort, and style that gets up to 37 miles per gallon. Buy a new 2013 Silverado 1500 and you will get 2 years or 24,000 miles of free scheduled maintenance. It's the best pickup coverage in America. Celebrating 75 years, Smith Chevrolet Cadillac.
Destination America presents American Orange Annuity. It all started in 1926 with a unique, delicious fruity drink. Julius Freed concocted the first Orange Julius and set up shop in LA. Soon, stands started popping up across the country, making this unique beverage an instant American favorite. In 1987, they became part of the DQ family, and the rest of the delicious journey is history. From the first Orange Julius to the new premium fruit smoothies, this Destination America Orangenuity profile is presented by the world-famous Orange Julius Smoothie Shop, now inside your DQ.
We're back with head coach Rick Jones, and coach, it was a very decisive victory tonight, 49-3 over the Sallisaw Black Diamonds, and a lot of players got to play tonight, which I know we talk about through the season. A lot of times you like to get the young guys in, you like to get some of the seniors in. Obviously some very familiar names. You got Hoyt Smith out there doing what he does, a lot of guys on defense, but talk about the players tonight, both maybe old and new, so to speak, and how they performed tonight.
Well, it was a good mix. I think one thing that you know, the obvious thing is how well Reed played. And Reed is – I've watched Reed since he's in the third grade, and I just watch how he operates. And he has learned to utilize his skill set as well as he possibly can. He has a good idea of what he can do. He has an idea of what he cannot do at this point in time. He's very, very intelligent. He gets the ball to the right guy at the right time. He's very coachable. And he understands the offense, and I think that's the thing that I was so happy with. I've had people say, well, I guess you sort of dumbed down the offense for Reed, and I just almost laugh because we don't have to do that at all. I mean, the offense that we ran tonight is exactly the offense we're going to run when Jabe gets back. That's our offense. Now, we may run some plays more than others. We may avoid a certain play or two, but I was just very, very pleased. He went out there, he executed on third down, and, of course, our offensive line and our running backs were they were really, really solid. We have a lot of room to improve, obviously, but I think the fact that we could dominate the line of scrimmage, Hoyt had great runs, Garnes had great runs, and we sort of wear them out, bring Jordan in, and Jordan has a different gear. Jordan could just flat out go, and very explosive, and it's fun. Cameron Palmer goes in there. I mean, we feel we have guys that can play, and it isn't that we feel, that all of those guys can play and be productive football players for us, and they all four practice really, really hard. So I was pleased with them. We have three big boys coming back up front, and that's always something that I sort of try to hang on to, after Jabe got hurt, is I thought, well, if worst comes to worst, we ought to be able to hand the ball off and be all right. And the thing about that is that I really did not think, like I said before, I really didn't think that we were going to have to make a whole lot of changes. I thought Reed could do. There's certain things he does better, obviously. I mean, that Jabe does better. But I felt comfortable that Reed was going to do a good job. And I didn't want to go to some offense that we weren't going to do for the rest of the year, because Jabe's going to be back in a couple weeks, and everybody would not be progressing. In this way, with the way Reed played, we just progressed right along. We put in what we're going to put in for the Airedales next week, and we just go right along with the offense that we're going to be running week 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I don't think that the progress is going to be slowed down as much as maybe I thought it would right after the injury occurred, and it depends a lot upon how well Reed has responded to the challenge.
Well, Coach, the future does look bright with a lot of these players, but obviously I know you're focused on the present. You already brought it up. Next week, it's a big rivalry week with the Alma Airedales, and obviously it used to be an in-conference game at the end of the season. Now it's the second game of the season this year. Talk about the game coming up and the preparation for that.
Well, it's always a big game. It's a game that our fans take a lot of pride in and put. Now you talk about pressure. It's funny when you get the job at a place like this. They said, "Hey, Coach, we don't care if you go 2-8," and I'm thinking, "Hey, I think we can go 2-8 from what I've seen on film." And they said, "Well, as long as," and then they said who you needed to beat to go 2-8. I said, "Oh, I got you." And so it's one of those games that it's a good rivalry. It's a good, strong rivalry. I have a lot of respect for them. I don't know Doug as well as obviously I knew Todd, because I knew Todd from Oklahoma. But I have great respect for those guys over there. They do a really good job. I I wouldn't exactly call us buddies or anything, but I have a lot of respect for the guys over there. I think Stan Flanor is one of the best coaches in Arkansas, regardless of sport. And Doug is, if you look at his record at Charleston, he's been very, very, very successful there, and he's going to do a great job there. So we know we have our hands full. They're big and physical. Their junior high teams the last several years have just been getting all over our junior high team. So we know they have players. We know they have big, strong, physical people. We went and watched them play a couple weeks ago in the scrimmage, and we know that it's going to be a challenge. We're going to have to hook it up, have a great week of practice, and drive over there to Airedale Land.
Well, Coach, after 2 back-to-back state championships, and we get used to this, there is a target on the Bulldogs' backs. How do you keep your guys focused for their goals this season?
Well, I think that the first thing I did is on their off-season shirt, I put a big old target on their back. So they've had the target on their back ever since January, figuratively and literally. But what and Coach Bielema says it so much better than I do, but is like I said last year, is that we're not trying to go 147-0. We're just trying to go 1-0 this week. And if you take the approach, if you really and truly take that approach and not just pay it lip service, but take that approach, we're going to be the best we can this week. It's amazing how much it clears up things, how much it clears up the clutter. We need to go out and have a great meeting session, weight session on Sunday when our kids come up at 155, and then on Monday we need to have a great practice. And we need to focus step by step, inch by inch. Life's a cinch, yard by yard, life's hard, and we want to just take it incrementally every single day. And when we're done with week 2, we're going to try to do the same thing week 3. And I mean, that's a process that we go through. Our kids know that when we come out to practice on Monday, it doesn't matter whether we're playing the best team on the schedule or the worst team on the schedule. We're going to hook it up for about 28 periods, and we're going to be spitting fire if we have to, because we're going to get ready to play.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time tonight. Congratulations on a great win, 49-3 over the Black Diamonds, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Darren.
Of course, join us each and every week right here on GoGWBulldogs.com. You can catch the full game to the link on the right, and you can also watch live home games on GoGWBulldogs.com. Until next time, I'm Darren Drennan. Have a great week.